we promise that once you watch this video to the end, your perception of prosperity and wealth will change positively. Don't believe us? In that case, we invite you to check it out for yourself. In this video, we're going to explore a unique ritual inspired by Zen Buddhism that could be the first step towards a significant improvement in your financial life. Do you think you're ready to open the doors to abundance? If so, we're going to reveal that there is, in fact, a special object that you should place under your bed. If you do as we instruct, this object will help attract economic prosperity. And is that all, you might wonder? How can such a simple act help me make more money? In short, this way, you ensure that the object aligns with the energies of the universe following Zen principles. If you don't believe us, we invite you to try it anyway and see for yourself if it works. You have nothing to lose by at least trying. From this point, we will narrate inspiring stories of people who have experienced true transformations once they adopted this ritual. Call it coincidence or whatever you consider appropriate. The important thing is the effect it had on these people, and after that, we will give you some practical Zen tips to keep that prosperity flowing in your life, as there is no point in starting something if it is not done consistently. Once you reach the end of the video and apply the knowledge we share with you for free, we will let you see if it was worth it. Let's start from the beginning. The importance of May 1st, as many of you already know, this date is internationally recognized as Labor Day or International Workers' Day, and it is a date of enormous cultural and spiritual significance in many parts of the world. Many of you probably associate it with the struggle and celebration of labor rights. However, believe it or not, this date also holds a deep meaning in the context of renewal and prosperity, especially if you look at it from a broader and more spiritual perspective. The roots of May 1st go back to pagan festivities that celebrated the arrival of spring, indicating a time of fertility and rebirth in nature. In many cultures, this day marked the start of the planting season, a crucial time that would determine the abundance of the harvests. It turns out that this connection with fertility and abundance has permeated through the centuries. And yes, we do not deny that societies have evolved, but that does not imply that the symbolism of prosperity associated with May 1st has lost relevance in the spiritual realm. Progress has not negated its power. May 1st is named in some traditions as Beltane, a Celtic festival that commemorates the fire of Belinus, the sun god, and it is a time to invoke divine protection for the community and its crops. We're talking about a celebration of light, fire, and fertility, elements that are necessary for life and growth in this world. This festival serves to remind us of the interconnection between human beings and nature, and that our prosperity is intrinsically linked to the well-being of the natural world, that we are not parasites to the nature that surrounds us. In addition to that, the association of May 1st with work and human effort adds an extra layer of meaning. You see, in the 19th century, this date was chosen by labor movements as a day to claim their labor rights, thus transforming it into a day of struggle for humane and dignified working conditions. In this context, prosperity is linked not only to material abundance, as many of you have realized, but also to social justice and equity, which are crucial elements for a society to thrive and sustain itself. As for May 1st, from the perspective of popular beliefs about prosperity, it is seen by many people as an auspicious date to start new projects or rituals aimed at attracting success and abundance, which is the main theme of this video. But be patient, as we will cover that point later. Indeed, in some cultures, this date is taken to practice cleansing and renewal rituals, leaving the old in the past and turning the page, which symbolizes leaving behind what should be abandoned yesterday and preparing to receive the abundance of tomorrow. These practices are imbued with hope and faith that effort, consistency, and positive intentions will result in an improvement in living conditions and an increase in personal and community prosperity. In the context of Zen Buddhism, which values simplicity and the fullness of life in the present moment, This special date can be a time to pause and meditate on our spiritual and material path, recognizing that true prosperity comes from a state of inner peace and satisfaction. Take note of this point, as this way of seeing things is powerful, so much so that it can even transform our understanding and practice of prosperity. It is necessary that material wealth goes hand in hand with spiritual and emotional wealth. In this way, May 1st transforms into a powerful symbol of renewal and possibilities. What is known as Labor Day invites us to reflect on our efforts, to realize that we should congratulate ourselves for our labor and spiritual victories, and thus set new goals that do not limit themselves to seeking material prosperity, but also pursue another equally important search: comprehensive growth and well-being in a world that increasingly values sustainability and equity. May 1st seeks to sear into our subconscious the importance of having a balance in material progress, with respect for nature and the dignity of human beings. If you've reached this point, let us tell you that your patience has been rewarded, because now is the time to tell you about the magical object you must include in the ritual that will improve your life. It's no secret that in many cultures and spiritual practices, placing specific objects in strategic locations within the home has been used to attract positive energies, protection, and prosperity. In the main context of this video, which is Zen Buddhism, the practice focuses less on superstition and more on the intention and symbolism of the act. This time we're going to explore a particularly interesting object, recommended to be placed under the bed: a small wooden Buddha statue. The Buddha statue selected for this purpose is not just a simple decorative figure, but a piece carefully carved from wood, preferably from a tree with spiritual significance, such as the Bodhi, under which Siddhartha Gautama achieved enlightenment. The statue we are talking about should depict Buddha meditating in the famous lotus position, with an expression of absolute peace and serenity. Its size, of course, should be modest so that it can fit under a bed without any problem, thus establishing a sacred space, even in your most private, personal, and spiritually significant areas. The use of Buddha figures originates not from any trend or unfounded start, but from the ancient tradition of honoring the enlightened one and seeking to channel the qualities he represents: peace, wisdom, and liberation from suffering. Especially in Zen Buddhism, the figure of Buddha is not worshipped as a deity, as many might expect, but is used to keep in mind what is possible to achieve through meditation and correct practice. Placing the Buddha statue under the bed has multiple symbolic purposes. It serves as a perpetual reminder of the need to maintain inner peace and mental clarity. But this is not limited to the conscious state. Even in rest, the act of placing this figure in such an intimate and personal place as under the bed also serves as a gesture of protection and purification. It is a recognized fact that Buddha serves as a spiritual presence to purify the space of negative energies and to protect the person while they sleep, as it is a time when they are most vulnerable to external influences. Likewise, this act can be interpreted as a way to anchor Zen teachings in daily life, allowing wisdom and serenity to influence dreams and the subconscious, which are practical implications in Zen life. In the practical existence of a Zen practitioner, the presence of Buddha under the bed is a perpetual commemoration that it is of utmost importance to live according to Buddhist principles, such as pacifism, compassion, and the pursuit of enlightenment. We invite you as an individual, each night when you go to bed, to reflect on the actions you took during the day and to reaffirm your commitment to your spiritual path each morning when you get up. This symbol also serves to renew your intentions to live a full and conscious day. On the other hand, when you inevitably face moments of stress or difficulty, you will always remember that under the place of rest lies a symbol of peace and stability which can offer you immense support and strength. For many, it is incredible that something so simple at first glance can have a significant impact on daily perception and behavior, aligning the individual more intimately with the ideals of calm and clarity promoted by Zen Buddhism. Now we will discuss in more detail both the preparation and the ritual itself, as it is of little use to have the artifact if it is not used wisely. The preparation of a spiritual object and the performance of a ritual to place it under your resting place is a process that implicitly involves not only physical purification, but also spiritual intention. Your goal in doing this will be to attract positive energies and establish a space of tranquility and protection. Ideally, you should do this on May 1st, as this date symbolizes renewal and new beginnings. However, since it's beyond our control whether you watch this video before that date, don't worry about it. What is necessary is that you select an object that meets the specific characteristics we indicated, that it be a suitable Buddha statue made of a noble material such as wood or stone, and that its size is small enough to easily fit under your resting place. But that's not all. It's also crucial that you physically clean the statue to remove any impurities or accumulated dust. You can do this the same way you clean any household object, using a soft cloth and, if the material allows, a little purified water. The next step is spiritual purification. To cleanse the object of previous energies, you will need more specific materials, but don't think that means they have to be expensive or so exclusive that they are unaffordable. For example, you can use incense smoke, preferably from sandalwood or lavender, gently passing the statue through the smoke. This practice is not mere formalism, but helps to cleanse the object at an energetic level, thus preparing it for its future purpose. After this, the next step is consecration. To do this, place the statue in front of you and spend a few moments meditating or praying, depending on your belief, focusing on the intention of attracting peace and prosperity. You can recite a mantra or simply express your wishes clearly and sincerely. This part of the process is quite flexible. If you can perform the ritual on a special day like May 1st, do it on the eve of this day, preferably at dusk, because this is the time when day and night meet, symbolizing balance. It is also important to prepare the space. Make sure the space under your bed is clean and tidy. This is not only practical, but, like all the above, symbolic, representing the clarity and space needed to receive new energies. Likewise, it matters that you create an appropriate environment, light some candles and incense around the bed to create a meditative and calm atmosphere. Why do this? The answer is that, believe it or not, the light from the candles helps to raise the energy of the space and adds a sense of sacredness. Now that everything is prepared, it is also necessary to detail the proper placement of the object. Once the statue is purified both physically and mentally, if you have done what we have indicated, you can lie down on the floor in front of the part of the bed under which you will place the statue. Make sure to hold it with both hands at heart level and close your eyes for a moment to focus on your intention of peace and prosperity. To place the statue, gently slide the object under the bed, ideally in the center so that it lies aligned with your head while you sleep. This makes sense because it symbolizes the direct connection with your mind and spirit during rest. Now the statue is where it belongs, so sit on the bed and take a moment to give thanks. You are free to thank whoever or whatever you feel deserves it. It could be the universe, the figure of Buddha, or your spiritual beliefs. You can thank them for the protection, the abundance, or the peace they will bring you. But remember that everything that begins has its end. To close the ritual, you also have the freedom of choice. You can recite another mantra or perform a brief meditation, imagining how the positive energy slowly but effectively covers your resting space, protecting and guiding you towards prosperity and calm. It is important to note that this ritual is not only a way to prepare a physical space, but also to condition yourself spiritually to receive and have a life full of constant peace and prosperity. We are talking about a true act of faith, and its real power lies in the intention and belief with which you perform it. Now that we've explained the ritual, let's talk about the success stories. On the path to prosperity and well-being, numerous people have found a source of transformation and renewal in ancient rituals. In this segment of the video, we will share some success stories of individuals who, by following practices inspired by Zen Buddhism, have experienced significant changes in their lives simply by placing a special object under their bed, a ritual that, if you've been paying attention, you already know symbolizes the search for peace and prosperity. These anecdotes, as you may have guessed, reflect not only material improvements, but also profound spiritual growth in accordance with Zen principles. Paulina, 53, entrepreneur. After much effort and challenges that tried to make her give up, Paulina started her small business just before the coronavirus pandemic and found herself doing the impossible to keep it afloat. Desperate for balance and guidance, Paulina placed a small Buddha statue under her bed, following the ritual we described, hopeful but without many expectations. At that point, she had nothing to lose by trying it. To her great surprise, in the following months, Paulina noticed an improvement in her mental clarity and decision-making. This positively affected her business, which began to prosper unexpectedly. She wasn't creating a franchise, but she was on the right track. Paulina attributes this change not only to better management, but also to a state of peace and confidence that she began to cultivate since the ritual. Idris, 61, therapist. Idris had always been healthily skeptical about rituals and spiritual symbolism, but, driven by innate curiosity, decided to try the Buddha statue ritual. After a few months, Idris noticed a significant reduction in his stress levels and discovered that his ability to handle his patients' emotions was notably renewed, making him more effective and compassionate in his work. The Zen teaching of compassion and living in the present moment resonated with him more than ever, positively impacting his professional and personal practice. Alfonsina, 48, artist. Alfonsina, an artist who thought and overstrained to find inspiration, decided to integrate the ritual into her life, initially just as a way to cleanse her creative space of negative energies. Not long after placing the Buddha statue, Alfonsina began to experience a creative flow that had been absent for a very long time. She relates this change to a sense of tranquility and improved focus, which are key aspects of Zen that facilitated her creative process and led her to produce some of her best works to date. If we analyze the changes, these stories illustrate how the transformations experienced by Paulina, Idris, and Alfonsina are not only in line with the material benefits sought through the ritual, but also reflect a deep alignment with the teachings of Zen Buddhism. And rightly so, Zen teaches that true prosperity comes from a state of peace and deep understanding of oneself and the environment. Once they manage to reduce stress, improve concentration, and foster compassion, these individuals not only saw an evolution in their careers and personal lives, but also felt spiritual growth, which is fundamental in Zen. This type of Buddhism values the practice of mindfulness and presence in every moment, believing that this is where the key to overcoming suffering and achieving enlightenment lies. By incorporating these principles into their daily lives through the ritual, each individual was able to transform their approach and perception of challenging situations, and this allowed them to act from a place of serenity and clarity. These anecdotes highlight the universality and adaptability of Zen to different life situations, showing that spirituality and physical practices can intertwine to create substantial and lasting changes. Through their testimonies, we see confirmation that simple and humble rituals, when performed with intention and faith, can be powerful catalysts for personal transformation and spiritual realization. To conclude this video, we'll talk about what we promised: Zen tips for ongoing prosperity. Zen philosophy, with its focus on simplicity, mindfulness, and balance, offers daily practices that can help maintain and increase prosperity in our lives. This enrichment is not limited entirely to the material, but also encompasses mental and spiritual prosperity, creating a solid foundation for well-being and happiness. Among our Zen tips that you can use to complement the ritual of placing an object under the bed and help sustain a prosperous and balanced life are, of course, daily meditation. It is well known in popular culture that meditation is central to Zen and serves as a powerful tool for cultivating inner peace and mental clarity. If you dedicate a few minutes each day to meditate, this will help you focus your mind, reduce stress, and improve your decision-making. Meditation not only calms, but also enables you to have innovative ideas and solutions, enhancing creativity and problem-solving skills, essential elements for prosperity in any area of life. Mindfulness in daily activities, Zen teaches the importance of performing each action with full awareness, whether eating, walking, or working. This practice, known as mindfulness, transforms routine activities into opportunities to practice concentration and serenity. Being fully present in each moment allows you to enjoy life more and improve personal and professional relationships, which likewise contributes to a more prosperous and harmonious environment. Simplification of life. This means reducing physical and mental clutter, another fundamental Zen principle. Getting rid of the unnecessary and focusing on the essentials allows not only a more orderly and calm environment, but also a clearer mind. This simplification helps to identify and focus on truly important goals, facilitating the path to prosperity once you avoid dispersing energies on the trivial. Daily gratitude. Since gratitude is a powerful Zen practice for attracting and recognizing the abundance already present in our lives, spending time each day reflecting on what you have rather than what is missing fosters a positive attitude and attracts more good. Gratitude shapes the perception of prosperity and strengthens resilience against challenges. Service to others. Selfless service is an expression of compassion in Zen and a way to cultivate spiritual prosperity. Helping others not only improves the community and creates networks of mutual support, but also enriches your own sense of purpose and satisfaction in life. When you act with generosity, you open new doors and opportunities, both for yourself, the helper, and for those who receive your support. This ability to adapt and find balance amid fluctuation is key to maintaining long-term prosperity. Continual learning and growth. Ongoing personal and professional development is crucial in the pursuit of prosperity. Zen encourages maintaining curiosity and constantly learning, which not only improves skills and knowledge, but also keeps the mind active and youthful, opening new pathways to success and personal fulfillment. These Zen tips not only complement the ritual of placing an object under the bed, but also enrich daily life, promoting integral well-being and true prosperity. By integrating these practices into everyday life, you cultivate a full and harmonious existence aligned with the deepest values of Zen. If this story has inspired you and you seek more wisdom and advice that can enrich your life, I invite you to watch our future videos. And remember, if you find something that interests you, share it with your loved ones. If you accept our invitation, we'll see you in the future.